At the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro lies Amboseli, a vast and unforgiving ecosystem where every living being must earn its place. Heat waves ripple across the open plains. Crimson dust clouds the air, and each journey across this land carries the risk of unseen threats. In this wild domain, survival is a constant calculation. Predators observe with quiet precision, conserving energy for the perfect moment. Prey move with caution, knowing that a single mistake can seal their fate. In Amboseli, life is never guaranteed. Only the balance between awareness and endurance determines who remains. Here, where natural beauty meets relentless hardship, the cycle of survival continues without pause. Power, instinct, and adaptation shape every outcome, allowing life to persist in one of Africa's harshest yet most extraordinary environments. Situated in southern Kenya at the edge of the Tanzanian border, this region covers approximately 392 square kilometers. Despite having no coastline, it offers remarkable environmental diversity. From marshlands and shallow saline lakes to wide open savannas and dry, fractured soils during the harsh dry season. Its most striking feature is the dramatic silhouette of Mount Kilimanjaro, standing tall in the distance with a snow-covered peak that crowns the landscape year-round. As seasons shift, the scenery evolves. Dry periods turn the plains into stretches of sun-baked grass, while seasonal rains revive the wetlands and attract a rich variety of bird life. Amboseli is internationally known as one of the premier destinations for observing African elephants, particularly the impressive bulls with massive tusks that symbolize the park's identity. The region is also deeply connected to the Maasai people, who have lived here for generations, maintaining their pastoral way of life alongside wild animals. Amboseli represents more than a protected area. It is a place where human heritage and wildlife coexist, and where every footprint in the dust reflects the enduring story of Africa's natural heart. Morning light spreads across the African savanna, painting the landscape in warm tones. From the cover of trees, a group of lions moves forward with measured confidence. Far ahead, zebras graze quietly on the open plain, unaware of the presence watching them. The youngest members of the herd dart about playfully, while the adults stand watch with calm awareness. Their hooves strike the ground in steady rhythm, and striped shadows drift across the grass. Soft calls echo as one zebra jumps lightly, sparking a brief moment of movement before the group settles once more, breathing in harmony with the land around them. Concealed among the tall grasses, a lion stalks its prey, muscles tense, senses fully focused. Suddenly, the stillness is broken. The lion surges forward in a burst of speed. The zebras scatter, dust rising as the herd flees. One young zebra veers away, changing direction repeatedly in a desperate attempt to outrun the threat. The pursuit is short but intense. With precise timing, the lion lunges and brings the zebra to the ground. The struggle fades quickly as the predator's strength takes control, ending the chase. Victorious but exhausted, the lion remains beside its catch as the rest of the pride approaches. Together, they feed beneath the early sun, fulfilling a vital role in the natural order. Here, in the wild heart of the savanna, survival depends on endurance, instinct, and the timeless relationship between predator and prey. The Cape buffalo is one of Amboseli's most recognizable herbivores, distinguished by its strong social bonds and intricate group dynamics. These animals usually live in large herds, often numbering in the hundreds where resources are abundant. Females and their calves form the heart of the group, while adult males may separate into smaller groups or live alone as they grow older. Life within the herd depends on unity. Buffalo rely on cooperation to reduce the threat posed by predators, especially lions. Through vocal warnings and physical signals, they alert one another to danger. As seasons change, the herds migrate together, following water sources and grazing areas with impressive accuracy and memory. Buffalo are not aggressive by nature, but when their young or weaker members are at risk, they become formidable defenders. In dangerous situations, the herd may arrange itself defensively, placing strong adults along the outer edge and protecting calves at the center. Their power, speed, and unpredictable reactions make them one of Africa's most respected animals. As dawn bathes the savanna in warm light, a peaceful scene unfolds. A herd of buffalo grazes near tall grass, unaware that they are being watched. Nearby, a pride of lions rests in silence, carefully observing from concealment. The buffalo moves steadily toward the river, seeking water under the rising heat. At the same time, the lions begin to follow, advancing quietly and staying hidden among the vegetation. One bull lingers behind, distracted by richer grass. Isolated from the group, it feeds calmly. A lioness moves closer, pressed low against the ground, every step deliberate and silent. Without warning, the attack begins. The lioness sprints forward and the buffalo reacts instantly, charging and swinging its horns in an attempt to escape. The struggle is intense, but the coordinated effort of the pride brings the powerful animal down. After the hunt, the lions gather to feed, drawing strength from their success as the morning sun rises higher. In the African wilderness, life is shaped by instinct, hunger, and an unending struggle to endure. The impala is a master of balance in Amboseli, relying on intelligence, agility, and social awareness to survive in a predator-filled world. Its social life is highly adaptable. Females form large herds that provide safety through shared vigilance, while males either claim territories or join bachelor groups. Territorial males rarely fight to the point of injury. Instead, they rely on displays, vocal calls, and controlled pursuits to defend their status, preserving precious energy in an unforgiving environment. Grace and speed define the impala's movements. With the ability to leap great distances and heights, it escapes danger through unpredictable motion. When pursued, impalas often leap high and twist mid-air in a behavior that appears wasteful but serves a purpose, demonstrating fitness and confusing predators. Their controlled speed allows them to pivot sharply, slip through dense vegetation, and vanish into terrain where larger hunters struggle to follow. Even with these advantages, impalas remain among the most hunted animals in Amboseli. Their numbers, size, and daily routines make them an essential prey species for lions, leopards, cheetahs, and hyenas. During dry months, and when water and cover are limited, they gather in open spaces where danger increases. At such times, survival depends on heightened awareness, reading the wind, sensing subtle disturbances, and responding instantly to the alarm behavior of other animals. As the sun rises over the savanna, a pride of lions lies hidden in tall grass glowing with morning light. Nearby, a herd of impalas grazes peacefully. Their ears flick and heads lift occasionally, but no alarm is raised. One lion shifts position, beginning a careful approach. Unaware of the danger, the impalas continue feeding. An adult lion separates from the pride, flattening its body against the earth as it focuses on a younger animal. Step by step, the hunter closes in, perfectly synchronized with the movement of the grass. In a sudden burst, the stillness breaks. The lion launches forward with overwhelming force. The chase ends almost instantly as powerful jaws secure the impala. The lion drags its catch into cover, ensuring a meal earned through patience, precision, and instinct. If the lion commands the African plains, the rivers belong to a predator even older and more patient. The Nile crocodile is one of the continent's most efficient hunters, relying not on pursuit, but on ambush, endurance, and flawless timing. Its design is the result of ancient evolution, refined to perfection beneath the water's surface. This reptile masters the art of invisibility. With an exceptionally slow metabolism, it can remain submerged for long stretches of time. Its raised eyes and nostrils allow it to watch and breathe while the rest of its armored body stays hidden, blending seamlessly into the river itself. When prey approaches the water's edge, the crocodile unleashes its power. A single thrust of its tail propels its body forward in a lightning-fast attack, capable of overpowering animals many times its size and pulling them into the depths. jaws close with extraordinary force, among the strongest bites ever recorded in the natural world. To subdue its victim, the crocodile may twist violently in the water, a spinning motion that overwhelms resistance and leaves prey helpless. Though often solitary, Nile crocodiles can display a rare form of cooperation when large prey is involved, gathering to tear or divide a carcass. Their territorial instincts, underwater stamina, and precise judgment have kept them at the top of the food chain for millions of years. Hidden within a lush river corridor, dark waters wind silently through the forest. The surface appears calm, undisturbed. Along the muddy banks, impalas and buffalo descend carefully to drink. The herd relaxes, unaware of the danger lying just beneath the surface. Nearby, a massive crocodile rests almost entirely submerged, still as stone, waiting. As the impalas lower their heads, the crocodile moves. Slowly and unseen, it drifts forward beneath the water, just beneath the bank. It lowers itself further, disappearing completely. Then, in a violent surge, it erupts from the river, jaws snapping toward its chosen target. The attempt falls short by an instant. The crocodile slides back into the depths, the river returning to silence. But the hunt is not over. Beneath the water, the predator waits once more, unmoving, patient, and ready. In an instant, the calm shatters again. The crocodile surges from the water with explosive force, jaws snapping shut around a young impala. This time, there is no escape. The grip is absolute. The impala struggles desperately, twisting and kicking, but the predator's hold only grows stronger with every attempt to break free. The commotion does not go unnoticed. Other crocodiles, alerted by vibration and scent, begin to close in. What began as a solitary hunt quickly becomes a contest. The first crocodile fights to maintain control of its capture, but hunger drives the others forward, tightening the circle. Eventually, the combined power of the group prevails. The impala is pulled apart in a chaotic struggle as feeding begins. In this shadowed river, life is governed by relentless competition, where strength and opportunity decide who claims the reward. Among the great hunters of the African savanna, the leopard remains one of the most mysterious. Agile, intelligent, and immensely powerful. It thrives through solitude rather than numbers. Each individual claims a personal domain shaped by hidden trails, shaded trees, and elevated lookout points that provide both shelter and control. Active mainly under cover of darkness and during the fading light of dawn and dusk. The leopard reads the landscape with precision, using wind direction, shadows, and terrain to stay invisible to vigilant prey like impalas and warthogs. Its approach is nearly flawless. Step by step, it slips forward without triggering alarm, its spotted coat dissolving into the background and breaking up its shape even across open plains. When the strike comes, it is sudden and decisive. A single explosive bound, a perfectly placed bite, and absolute balance allow the leopard to subdue animals far larger than itself. Afterward, it often drags its prize into the branches of a tree, not merely a display of strength, but a calculated solution to avoid theft from dominant scavengers and rival predators. Versatility defines the leopard's survival. Unlike specialists, it adjusts its menu according to what the land provides, hunting antelope one day and smaller animals the next. This flexibility grants it access to habitats where other predators cannot endure. As sunrise paints the forest in warm hues, the canopy comes alive with monkeys leaping between branches in search of food. On the ground below, barely visible among the grasses, a leopard moves like a shadow, silent, focused, and patient, waiting for the right moment to act. Far across the plain, a group of impalas feeds in calm silence, unaware that they are being carefully observed. A leopard climbs onto a rocky outcrop, using the height to study the herd. Its attention narrows on a single impala that lingers just beyond the group's protective formation. Once the decision is made, the predator glides through thick vegetation, positioning itself with precision. Reaching the base of a towering acacia, it climbs swiftly into the canopy and vanishes among the leaves. From its elevated perch, the leopard waits motionless, tracking the rhythm of the herd below and timing every movement. Unaware of the threat above, the impalas continue grazing. Then, in an instant, the leopard drops from the branch like a falling shadow. The impact is exact. The startled impala cries out and attempts to flee, but powerful claws hold it fast. The leopard closes its jaws around the neck, ending the struggle with practiced efficiency. As the impala's strength fades, the predator pulls the body toward the tree. With remarkable power, it lifts the lifeless form into the branches, securing it beyond the reach of competitors. High above the savanna floor, safe from scavengers, the leopard rests beside its prize, another silent chapter in the ongoing story of survival. Few animals embody speed like the cheetah, a predator refined by evolution for brief, devastating pursuits. Its lean frame is built for airflow and efficiency, with a broad chest that fuels rapid breathing and a lightweight abdomen that reduces drag. Exceptionally long legs deliver enormous strides, while a highly flexible spine stretches and coils like a spring, amplifying each burst forward. Unlike other cats, its semi-retractable claws grip the ground for traction, and its extended tail serves as a balancing guide, allowing precise turns even at incredible velocities. Hunting is an art the cheetah has perfected. It advances low to the ground, hidden among grasses until the distance is just right. Then comes the release, an explosive sprint marked by sudden accelerations and sharp corrections, matching every evasive move of fast-moving prey. A well-timed swipe disrupts the target's balance, followed by a swift, decisive hold that brings the chase to an end. Though each hunt is physically demanding and leaves little margin for error, the cheetah's mastery of speed and timing places it among Africa's most refined predators. Beneath overcast skies, light rain darkens the savanna as a group of cheetahs move silently across the damp terrain. Despite the chill and wet ground, their focus is absolute. Nearby, a herd of wildebeest grazes along a hillside, drawn by fresh growth after the rainfall. One cheetah drops into cover, creeping forward as the unaware animal feeds. A subtle signal passes through the group, and suddenly, the chase erupts. The cheetahs explode into motion, scattering the herd in every direction. One wildebeest hesitates for just a moment, sealing its fate. The Predators split their approach, forcing the animal to twist and turn as it struggles for escape on slippery grass. Working in seamless coordination, the cheetahs close the gap with relentless precision. The wildebeest breaks from the circle, but the effort comes too late. Within seconds, the cheetahs secure their prize, ending the pursuit. As rain continues to fall, they gather to feed speed and cooperation, once again proving decisive in the unforgiving rhythm of the wild. Under the blazing African sun, a shadow circles high above the dry plains. Broad wings remain motionless as the bird rides invisible currents of warm air. The vulture is no predator. It is nature's cleanup specialist, a crucial yet often overlooked player in the web of life. With a massive wingspan and keen eyesight, it searches the land for what others fear to face. Its featherless head, stained red by the work it performs, is perfectly adapted for survival in a harsh role. Decay is not something the vulture avoids. It is where its mission begins. One lands, then another. Soon, a gathering forms as dark wings descend from the sky. What appears chaotic is in truth a well-ordered system. The dominant lappet-faced vulture takes the lead, using its strength to open thick skin that smaller species cannot breach. White-backed vultures follow closely, crowding together in a brief but intense feeding event. This is not brutality, it is biological necessity. Left untouched, a massive carcass could contaminate the land, spreading diseases capable of devastating wildlife populations. Vultures prevent that outcome. Their digestive systems destroy pathogens so dangerous they would kill most animals. By removing decaying remains, vultures protect water sources, soil, and entire food chains. They are not agents of death, but recyclers of life, turning decay into balance. From deserts to jungles, from plains to peaks, vultures adapt wherever their service is needed. Across continents, the pattern repeats. Condors soar over the Andes with effortless grace. In South Asia, vultures safeguard river ecosystems. On African grasslands, they follow migrating herds, restoring the land after life has passed on. Yet, despite their vital role, vultures are among the most threatened birds on Earth. Poisoning, habitat loss, and deep-rooted superstition have pushed many species into decline. Still, awareness is growing. Slowly, these misunderstood birds are being recognized not as omens of death, but as protectors of life, essential allies in maintaining the health of our planet. This brings us to the end of another story written on the dry yet extraordinary land of Amboseli, a place where life unfolds through resilience, patience, and moments of quiet tension. Every animal here, from the towering elephant to the unseen hunter in the grass, lives on the edge of survival. Each movement carries both hope and risk, each breath a fragile negotiation between hunger and danger. But beneath the raw intensity of nature lies something far more profound, an ecosystem shaped by time, struggle, and balance. In Amboseli, there is no malice in the chase, only necessity. And beauty is not found in softness, but in power, adaptability, and the relentless drive to endure. These ancient landscapes are not only home to wildlife, they are also part of our shared responsibility. Every birth, every migration, Every hunt is a reminder that this natural harmony is delicate and that its future rests in human hands. To protect wildlife is to safeguard more than species. It is to protect memory, behavior, connection, and the living heritage of a planet that cannot be replaced. When one species vanishes, the Earth loses more than sound, it loses meaning. As evening falls and the sun dips behind Kilimanjaro, bathing the savanna in its final glow, a timeless truth reveals itself: survival is rare, precious, and worthy of protection. If this journey through Amboseli has inspired you or deepened your appreciation for the natural world, we invite you to subscribe to the channel. Your support allows us to continue telling stories that encourage respect, understanding, and real action for conservation. Thank you for watching. Together, let us stand in defense of the planet's wild soul. Deep within southern Africa, Zambia rises as a rugged and untouched wilderness, a land where life and danger coexist with every breath of wind. Its sweeping plains, vast river systems like the legendary Zambezi and the wild Luangwa, and immense protected areas form one of the most demanding survival landscapes on the entire continent. Here, every living being, from tiny creatures hidden in the grass to the apex predators roaming the plains, must constantly battle the thin boundary between survival and loss. And across this open country, where the tall grass sways and dust clouds swirl beneath racing hooves, the struggle for existence never pauses. Each dawn brings a fresh challenge: hunt or go hungry, run or defend, endure or fall victim to the harsh laws of the African wilderness. And among all the rivalries written into this land's harsh reality, none is as fierce or as legendary as the conflict between lions and hyenas, two long-standing foes, each shaped by a unique blueprint of survival. When these powerful competitors meet, the savanna itself seems to tense. Thunderous lion roars, sharp and fearless hyena calls, and those unmistakable, chilling laughs signal that the fight is more than a dispute over a meal. It's a battle for territory, power, and the enduring right to exist. The warm, dusty air carries the unmistakable tension of an imminent struggle. As the first rays of sunlight sweep across the plains, the shape of a lion rises from the horizon, a regal shadow draped in morning light. His faint mane and sandy fur shimmer softly, while those golden eyes, sharp and timeless, reflect the history carved into this unforgiving land. Muscles tighten beneath his strong frame, each controlled step revealing the power that defines him as a ruler of the wild. He stands as the true sovereign of the African food chain, a predator whose reign comes not only from brute force but also from intelligence and discipline. Far away, among the tall grass still wet with dawn's dew, a herd of impalas grazes nervously. Their ears twitch without pause, attuned to every whisper of movement. They appear like delicate streaks of motion across the dry terrain, light-footed, graceful, but ever cautious. Morning hunger sharpens the lion's focus. His gaze settles on an impala drifting ever so slightly away from the herd. Normally, lions hunt through teamwork, silent coordination, strategic flanking, and perfect timing. But today, he must rely on himself alone. Every step, every breath must be measured with precision. The impalas continue feeding, unaware that death inches closer through the grass. The gap between hunter and prey grows smaller. The lion lowers himself until he becomes one with the earth. His mane stirs with the cool breeze. He advances with such subtlety that even the grass barely trembles. Then a sudden shift in the wind betrays him. His scent slips into the nostrils of a watchful impala. Their eyes lock, and the lion charges. But the outcome changes instantly. The impala explodes forward, covering ground with effortless speed. What moments ago was an opening becomes an impossible chase. The lion slows, watching with frustration as his target vanishes into the waves of grass. He stands motionless, staring at the empty horizon where the herd disappeared, imprinting the moment into instinctive memory. His stomach growls deeply, reminding him that the hunt must continue. During this season in Zambia, the dry months hit their peak. The sunburned plains stretch endlessly, waterholes shrink to dust, and every animal must weigh every choice carefully to survive another day. In this season, lions endured more than long days of hunting. It was also the peak of their mating period, a time marked by fierce rivalry, pressure, and raw emotion. Male lions roamed their territories, unleashing thunderous roars that rolled across the savanna, staking their claim and preparing for challenges that could determine their future within the pride. The lionesses, keepers of the pride's lineage, observed every detail. They needed more than a mate. They needed a protector strong enough to fend off hyenas and to shield their cubs from invading males who might try to eliminate them. Every hunt completed and every battle won was a sign of strength, a promise that only the most capable genes would be passed on. Throughout the plains, clashes between males could erupt without warning, each one a brutal contest for dominance. And still, in the midst of all this turmoil, the cycle of life continued. In a quiet corner hidden by tall grass, a lioness watched over her young. The cubs, blissfully unaware of the threats around them, tumbled and played, trusting entirely in their mother's fierce protection. Her ears twitched at every sound. Her body remained taut, knowing well that rival males were not the only danger lurking. Somewhere in the distance, The eerie call of a hyena echoed through the dry air, a chilling reminder that predators were constantly on the lookout for unprotected newborns. After his unsuccessful hunt earlier that morning, the male lion rejoined the pride. Soon, other golden shapes appeared across the plains. Several lions lifted their heads, their expressions shifting as a faint disturbance rippled through the open landscape. Something was approaching. The rapid, synchronized steps that emerged from the grass did not belong to antelopes, but to fellow predators. African wild dogs, some of the savanna's most relentless hunters, moved with unmatched agility. Their mottled coats of yellow, white, and black made each individual instantly recognizable. And their large, always alert ears swept the horizon for the slightest sign of prey. Built for endurance and speed, they could sustain long-distance chases at impressive velocities, often exceeding 50 km/h. But their advantage came from more than physical ability. It was their unity, precision, and coordination that set them apart as elite hunters. A gentle morning breeze carried the faint scent of a herd of antelopes emerging from the thicket. Instantly, the wild dog's ears rose, rotating with precision. Their paws barely disturbed the dusty ground as they began to move, approaching with quiet confidence. Their formation shifted in an instant. 2 dogs angled left, several drifted right, and the remaining members pressed forward from behind, forming a near-perfect hunting ring. The antelopes continued grazing peacefully, unaware of the threat closing in. For a moment, the savanna fell silent, heavy with anticipation. Without warning, the wild dogs burst forward in a synchronized rush. The sprint was immediate. Panic swept through the antelopes as the speckled hunters surrounded them with lightning-fast precision. Amid the turmoil, one antelope was caught between the jaws of the pursuing predators. chase was over in mere seconds. But in these grasslands, no kill is guaranteed. Wherever there is fresh meat, larger contenders are never far away. Soon, distant figures began to appear, bodies forged with strength beneath shimmering golden fur. The lions were closing in. The cold, focused stare of the leading male sliced through the heat of the savannah, locking onto the kill made by the wild dogs. Instantly, the pack responded with tense, low rumbles. The tension thickened. A confrontation was drawing near. At the edge of the plain, the surviving antelopes gathered nervously, still shaking from their escape. Even a nearby warthog sensed the rising danger and slipped quietly into a sandy burrow, trying to disappear from sight. The wild dogs raised their heads together, their keen eyes scanning the horizon. They understood perfectly who approached a formidable adversary. The lion advanced steadily, each step filled with power. His massive presence alone was enough to shift the balance of the scene. The pack eased backward but stayed alert, refusing to lose sight of the imposing predator. A thunderous roar ripped through the air. The lion lunged. The charge was brief but decisive. One precise bite shattered the pack's defense. Within moments, the wild dogs scattered in all directions, overcome by fear and outmatched by brute force. Overhead, vultures circled in widening loops, signaling that nature's cleanup crew was on its way. In this world, one rule prevails: the strongest shapes the events of the day. And on this occasion, the lion held that title. Though the wild dogs displayed remarkable courage, the timeless order of the savannah remained unbroken. But even a king cannot command every path. Somewhere else within the territory, another male lion had been roaming alone for days, searching for any opportunity to hunt. Beneath the fading golden light, he walked unaware while a set of watchful yellow eyes silently tracked his movements from the shadows. Spotted hyenas stand among the savanna's most formidable scavengers and hunters, stocky animals built with remarkable strength. Their elevated muscular forequarters contrast sharply with their sloping hindquarters, giving them the uneven silhouette that defines the species. Their gray, spotted coat blends naturally with the dry grass, while their rounded ears stay in constant motion, alert to every vibration, rustle, or sign of weakness. They may lack the speed of other predators, but they excel in endurance. A determined clan can follow its target for kilometers, gradually draining its strength. Their sharp and unsettling laughter sweeps across the plains like a chilling message carried on the wind. We're here, and the prey has nowhere left to run. Within the clan, a strict hierarchy governs every movement. Females larger, stronger, and more assertive hold unquestioned leadership. With flawless coordination, they turn each hunt into an ever-tightening trap, closing in around the victim with relentless precision. As the Zambian sunset spread across the plains, a golden light washed over the thick mane of a solitary lion, unaware of the danger silently forming around him. The fading sunlight bathed the grasslands in warm gold as the lone male lion moved with heavy steps, exhausted from hours of searching without finding prey. In the distance, spotted shapes began gliding through the dry grass, drifting forward like slow-moving smoke. They opened into a wide arc, narrowing the distance around the intruder. There was no rush. Every approach was deliberate, every meter tightening the invisible cord of tension. The lion stopped and lifted his head with calm defiance. His golden eyes swept across the landscape until they met the dark, unyielding stares of the hyenas. Suddenly, a harsh, rasping cackle shattered the silence, sending a nearby flock of birds soaring into the sky. A large hyena advanced with its teeth exposed, tilting its head as if issuing a challenge. Two more flanked the lion, shrinking the space around him. Their distinct scent surrounded him as the air grew dense, like a bowstring stretched to the limit. The lion's chest rose and fell rapidly, his sharp eyes scanning every angle for an opening, a way out. A moment of relief. In that confrontation, it was the hyenas that ultimately retreated, giving way to the lion's raw power. The heavy silence returned to the plains as the clan dispersed, slipping back into the grass as if nothing had happened. Soon, they resumed their essential role in the ecosystem, methodically cleaning the remains of carcasses and returning nutrients to the land. Nothing went to waste under their powerful jaws, capable of crushing antelope skulls or even the horns of a wildebeest. Thanks to their work, the savanna stayed free of disease caused by decaying bodies, allowing the cycle of energy to continue uninterrupted. Across the rugged lands of Luangwa, every chase, every trap, and every retaliation moves to the eternal pulse of the wilderness. In this place, power shifts quickly. Those who dominate one day may find themselves vulnerable the next. Life here follows the ancient rules of the wild, shaped by resilience, intelligence, and surprising partnerships. And when the crimson sunset fades behind the distant plains, the echoes of roars and hyena calls blend with the stillness, creating the never-ending soundtrack of the Zambian plains. Between fading daylight and rising shadow, where softness meets unstoppable force. The wilderness continues to speak through instinct's oldest voice. The sunset spreads over the African savanna, casting rich red tones across the dry ground and thorny bushes. Far across the plains, two enormous silhouettes draw closer. This is no hunt and no pursuit, it is a confrontation. Two male elephants, driven by the intense surge of must, prepare for a contest where neither intends to step aside. One bull displays the classic signs, dark streaks sliding down from his temporal glands and a constant trickle of urine marking his path, a quiet declaration of power and claim. They approach each other without trumpets or warnings. Yet every step pulses with the looming impact of thousands of kilos ready to clash. A female does not choose the loudest challenger. She watches the one who proves endurance, restraint, and the strength to safeguard her offspring. The winner does not celebrate. He simply pauses, breathes out, and lifts his gaze toward the female waiting in the distance, where a new generation may begin. In the savannah, permanence does not exist. No victory is absolute. But for elephants, creatures that may live 100 years and remember landscapes, seasons, and past rivals, each battle is only one moment in a much longer story. Night settles as the red glow disappears behind the horizon. A low, resonant call breaks the stillness, not aggression, but a calm signal shaped by patience and the deep wisdom of these ancient animals. The African elephant, Loxodonta africana, remains the most massive land creature on Earth. Adult males can exceed 3.5 meters in height and reach weights over 6 tons. Their enormous ears, broad as spreading branches, help cool their bodies in extreme heat. Their trunk part nose, part upper lip is a remarkably adaptable organ used for drinking, feeding, lifting, guiding, and communication within the herd. Their long, curved tusks serve as both tools and defenses, allowing them to dig, strip bark, or uncover vital minerals hidden beneath the soil. Forest elephants form tightly knit matriarchal groups led by an elder female who knows the landscape intimately, remembering old pathways, seasonal water sources, and the most nourishing baobab groves during harsh droughts. When young males reach maturity, they leave the herd to live independently or join temporary bachelor groups, returning only when breeding opportunities arise. Reproduction doesn't follow a fixed season. It can happen at any moment, depending on rainfall patterns and the herd's condition. When a female comes into heat, she releases faint chemical signals that are invisible to humans but instantly recognized by bulls in musth. After competing for the right to approach her, the winning male remains by her side for several days, displaying unexpected tenderness, intertwining trunks, touching her forehead lightly with his tusks, and producing low, soothing rumbles. Soothing. The mating event is short yet intense. Afterward, the male departs and the female resumes her travels, now carrying a developing calf. The African forest elephant's gestation is among the longest of any mammal, lasting around 22 months. During this time, she keeps moving across the landscape, facing dry spells, crossing wide plains, and navigating rivers. In the final weeks, she slows down, often stepping away from the herd to find a quiet, concealed place. At last, on a peaceful morning when the wind shifts direction, a newborn arrives, often weighing over 100 kilograms. The calf is born with its eyes open, its tiny trunk still unsteady, and its legs trembling under its own weight. Yet within minutes, it pushes itself upright, wobbling but determined to reach its first drink of thick, nutrient-rich milk, a lifeline in a world shaped by drought. From the distance, the rest of the herd begins to move closer. Their trunks glide gently over the calf's back in a wordless welcome, a ritual passed down through generations. A new life has begun, and the rhythm of the savannah continues. As the afternoon light stretches long shadows across the warm earth, the pale sun sends thin rays through tall grasses and scattered brush. In the breeze drifting across the plains, a mother walks with her calf, unhurried and steady, only a few months old. The youngster's gray coat has grown denser, its ears sway with each step, and its tiny trunk trembles with curiosity. It stays pressed to its mother's side, mimicking her pace as best it can. But today, in a clearing of soft ground, the calf falls behind first slightly, then more noticeably. The gap widens. The mother hasn't yet realized when movement stirs within the brush. From the shadows, a group of lions begins to advance with flawless stealth. Their gaze fixes on the smallest, most vulnerable member, the calf straying too far back. The grass whispers faintly beneath their measured steps. They remain silent. Silence is their craft. The calf is still unaware. In a heartbeat, a golden figure bursts from the shrubs, dust rising behind it, and others follow. Sleek feline forms appear from multiple angles, low to the ground, gliding forward like drifting shadows. Not a sound cuts through the air, only the quiet danger tightening around the little one. The predators draw closer. The young elephant walks beside its mother, struggling to match her stride, and each wavering step widens the dangerously fragile space separating them. When the wind shifts abruptly, carrying the sharp scent of a carnivore, the mother knows the threat has arrived. She wheels around and faces the danger head-on, towering like an unbreakable shield. From deep within her chest rises a thunderous call, less a warning than a declaration. She bellows again, louder, steadier. A cloud of dust sweeps across the lion's eyes as he retreats. The ambush collapses and the hunters melt back into the brush, not defeated but deprived of their fleeting opportunity. The tension dissolves into the warm air. The mother glances back. Her calf retreats to her side, wrapping its small trunk around her foreleg as if anchoring itself to safety. She lowers her head and touches its brow gently, a tender gesture that stands in striking contrast to the force she displayed only moments before. They resume their path, slow and unhurried. Far ahead, the herd gathers. Under a sky blazing with the colors of dusk, two shapes, one vast, one scarcely larger than a shadow, press forward, leaving behind steady tracks on a land where the line between danger and survival is sometimes no wider than a single, timely roar. Daylight slips away over a forested slope wrapped in thick undergrowth. The final beams of the sun pierce the canopy in thin streaks, falling like scattered embers onto a carpet of dry leaves and snapped branches. Within this stillness, a figure glides forward soundless, effortless like the forest itself shifting through the shadows. A leopardess moves with fluid grace, her coat marked with golden rosettes that shimmer every time she steps into a patch of fading light. Each movement is deliberate, calculated to perfection. This precision isn't always about hunting. In a world where vulnerability can mean danger, every creature that survives here masters the art of moving unseen. From far off, a chorus of shrill baboon calls slices through the quiet. The leopard pauses instantly, ears tilting toward the noise, eyes narrowing while the canopy rustles overhead. Then, with swift resolve, she climbs a slanted trunk and rests across two sturdy branches perfectly poised, an emblem of Africa's most skilled solitary hunters. The leopard, Panthera pardus, claims the widest range of any big cat, spanning Africa, Southeast Asia, and even stretching into parts of Central Asia. In Africa, it is celebrated as a symbol of secrecy and precision, a ghost-like predator woven into the foliage. Adults measure between 1 and 1.5 meters in body length, excluding the tail, and weigh anywhere from 30 to 90 kilograms depending on region and sex. Though smaller than lions and tigers, its mastery of hiding, climbing, and ambushing surpasses them both. This is why it hoists its prey high into the branches, securing it from lions, hyenas, and even other leopards. The species lives a solitary life. Apart from raising young, the female hunts and travels alone. She marks her territory with urine, tree scratching, and haunting calls that roll through the night, echoes that ripple across the forest floor. Breeding has no fixed season. Instead, it shifts with weather patterns and prey abundance. When a female enters heat, she reinforces her trails with stronger scent marks and emits distinct vocalizations that guide a male to her location. Their encounter is tense growls, smacks of the paw signs of caution wrapped in challenge. Mating is swift, repeated multiple times over several days. When it's done, they separate without hesitation, disappearing into the wilderness as though they had never met. The female's gestation lasts around 90 to 105 days. As the time nears, she searches for a secure hiding place, perhaps a small cave, an impenetrable bush, or the hollow center of an ancient tree. Usually, she gives birth to 1 to 3 cubs, each weighing less than a kilogram, born blind and fully reliant on her for survival. During the earliest days of life, the leopardess constantly relocates her cubs, shifting them from one secret refuge to another so predators cannot follow their scent. She hunts swiftly and feeds far from the den, never risking the possibility of carrying the smell of blood back to the fragile lives hidden in the shadows. It is a time where a single misstep can change everything. Hyenas, lions, snakes, and eagles all wait for opportunities that last only seconds. After 6 to 8 weeks, the cubs begin to step beyond the darkness of the den. They wobble at first, learning to steady themselves, to identify the forest's countless scents, and to take their earliest steps toward survival. They remain at their mother's side for nearly 2 years, years spent learning how to climb, how to hide, and how to perfect the patience of an ambush. It is their only school, and its lessons are unforgiving. The afternoon drifts through the treetops. Light filters between the leaves, painting the forest floor in muted gold where moss and lichen cling to old trunks. A soft breeze whispers, and for a fleeting moment the forest seems to pause. Beneath a large tangled root, 2 sets of eyes glow in the dim light, one full-grown, the other as small as a button. Together they watch a distant movement. Just ahead, a troop of baboons scours the forest floor. They dig, gather fallen fruit, snap dry wood. Their sharp cries burst into the air, unaware that the quiet world around them is shifting. One youngster wanders from the group, absorbed in the wet soil beneath its hands, unaware that it has crossed into a territory where danger lurks in every shadow. The leopardess moves, low, deliberate, silent. She halts beneath a low branch, letting the wind sweep scents away from her. Nothing betrays her presence. With eyes half closed and muscles gathered beneath her skin, she launches forward, a motion so smooth it seems unreal. In moments, it is done. The baboon infant rests between her jaws. Screams echo through the treetops as the troop scrambles upward, fleeing blindly with the terror of prey that knows the predator has already won. But the leopardess is gone, melted into the undergrowth like a whisper. She wastes no time. Food secured, she returns to her hidden den. There is no celebration, only purpose. Another day, another meal. Another lesson in the unpredictable life of the wild. Her cub hears her approach and peers out through thick ferns, eyes glowing with anticipation. As she places the prey on the ground, the cub approaches slowly, studying the still body, brushing it gently with its nose before licking the fur stained by the hunt. Then it looks up, asking a silent question that only its mother can answer. There is no rush, no struggle, only two creatures sharing nourishment in rare stillness. A moment of calm carved out of a world built on instinct and survival. On the scorching plains, an elephant mother moves with her calf across the soft earth, her voice keeping distant shapes at bay. Deep within the forest, a leopardess shares her hard-earned catch with her young, not through words or ceremony, but through devotion etched into the very instincts that guide her. In the vastness of the wild, two mothers walk completely different paths, one massive and impossible to overlook, the other subtle as a shadow slipping between leaves. Yet despite their contrasts, both carry the same calling written into their instincts. They are teachers, guardians, and the final line of defense. In a world where life hangs by a thread, motherhood is far from fragile. It is the steady force that endures when the wilderness grows unforgiving, the strength that refuses to break even in the harshest moments. It seeks no applause, no audience. Its legacy continues simply by living on through the next generation. And for nature, that quiet continuation is all that truly matters. If this exploration into Africa's untamed wilderness moved you, we invite you to support our work by liking the video and subscribing to Wild Call Natural. Stay with us on the path ahead, where every new episode uncovers more discoveries, more stories, and more efforts to safeguard the extraordinary beauty of our planet. In the burning heart of the African savanna, where the wind sweeps golden dust across the plains and the sun shows no mercy. Two predators prepare for a deadly encounter. One is swift and stealthy, the African wildcat, a silent hunter with cold focus and lightning reflexes. The other is patient and venomous, a serpent armed with a lethal power capable of ending life in seconds. Here, in this unforgiving land, every movement can decide fate. The precision of the feline against the venom of the reptile. Strategy against instinct. In nature, there are no heroes and no villains, only survivors. In this clash, life and death meet in the blink of an eye, revealing the perfect and sometimes harsh balance that rules the wild. Welcome to the showdown between lethal venom and the unerring accuracy of a master hunter. Across the golden grasslands, a slender silhouette glides effortlessly over the dry earth. Long legs move with elegance, and tall ears swivel at the slightest whisper carried by the wind. This is the serval Africa's long-limbed wild cat, built for hunting in the tall savanna grasses. Unlike predators that rely on brute strength, this feline masters stealth and pinpoint accuracy. With nothing more than a faint rustle beneath the grass, it can detect prey with astonishing precision, missing by less than a centimeter. Suddenly, its muscles coil and launch upward. In an explosive burst of energy, the serval rises nearly 3 meters into the air, an immaculate leap that blends speed, power, and perfect calculation. But this time, it wasn't after a mouse or a fluttering bird. Hidden beneath the thick grass moved another threat, a snake, its body sliding in slow waves. Sunlight glinting off its scales like tiny blades. Within those coils lay a deadly weapon, venom. The air grew still. The serval crouched low, tracking every subtle shift of the reptile. Instinct met instinct, speed against toxin, precision against peril. In a single heartbeat, both struck. The serpent's hiss collided with the cat's swift blow. A moment later, silence returned. The snake lay motionless. serval stepped back, eyes fixed on the fallen enemy. Its breathing remained steady, controlled. It had prevailed, but in Africa, victories never last long. Danger is always waiting. For the serval, survival itself is the ultimate achievement. It must stay alert, keep moving. Constantly listening, for even hunters can become hunted. A single lapse in vigilance could mean a swift end beneath the claws of a leopard or a lion. Rulers of the savannah. Such is the life of the serval, a hunter driven by ancient instincts. The same spirit of survival that has carried wild cats through countless generations. As the sun rises once more over the semi-desert of southern Africa, it burns away the thin veil of mist drifting above the warm earth. Beyond the horizon, among rocky hills and dry scrublands where the wind carries the scent of dust and the distant calls of birds, another predator rules its domain. This is the caracal warrior of the desert plains and the arid mountains. While the serval thrives in moist grasslands and dense vegetation, the caracal prefers open, sun-scorched landscapes dotted with thorny bushes and fractured stone. Here, it finds the perfect shelter from which to disappear into the terrain and strike in a fraction of a heartbeat. Its body, more compact and powerful than that of the serval, is cloaked in a sandy coat that blends seamlessly with the parched ground and glaring sunlight. Its upright ears, tipped with long black tufts, resemble slender spears. These not only sharpen its hearing, but also serve as silent communication signals between individuals hidden in the shadows. And its amber-colored eyes reflect the harsh brilliance of the desert eyes belonging to a hunter that rarely blinks. The caracal can launch itself nearly 3 meters straight into the air, one of the most astonishing vertical leaps of any feline. With that explosive strength, it can snatch birds from the sky or subdue prey with a single, well-aimed strike. Unlike the serval, graceful yet reserved, the caracal hunts with boldness, confidence, and a fierce sense of pride, a true warrior of the drylands. By midday, the earth cracks under the heat, and the air shimmers as if aflame. Among the shrubs, a flock of helmeted guinea fowl scratches for food fast. Watchful birds, though vulnerable when grounded for too long. Not far away, the caracal waits. Its body remains perfectly still within the golden brush, only its ears shifting as they collect every faint sound. Its yellow eyes focus on the edge of the flock. A gentle gust hides its scent, and in a blur of motion, the feline launches forward. The leap is so swift that the human eye can barely follow it. The strike is clean and precise. This is how the caracal hunts silent, calculated and deadly. Besides guinea fowl, it also captures rodents, hares, small birds, and even young antelopes when the opportunity arises. Its varied diet allows it to endure the harshest environments on the continent, a versatile hunter that seldom tastes hunger. The air was warm, and the forest vibrated with the steady chorus of cicadas. Beneath fractured sunlight falling across the ground, a silent shadow drifted between the trees. It was the leopard solitary, stealthy and flawlessly deadly. Unlike the quick-footed serval of the grasslands or the caracal that rules the arid hills, the leopard claims the dim canopy as its kingdom. It is one of Africa's most widespread big cats, thriving from the misty forests of the Congo to the golden plains of the Serengeti. No habitat is too harsh for it. While lions rely on the strength of the pride and cheetahs trust in sheer speed, the leopard survives through independence. In solitude, it finds unmatched strength. Its body is a perfect blend of power and agility, crafted for control and precision. The golden coat marked with black rosettes offers not only beauty but camouflage, turning the leopard into a living whisper among branches and shifting light. Its deep amber eyes watch with calm certainty, as if familiar with the thin line between life and death. It does not need to roar or chase recklessly. Its power lies in patience. A leopard can shadow its prey for hours or even days, waiting for the exact moment to strike. And when that moment arrives, everything happens in absolute silence, a swift leap, a decisive bite to the throat, and the forest returns to stillness. After the hunt, it drags its prize into the treetops, far from lions and hyenas. There, high above the forest floor, it feeds in peace, master of the shadowed world beneath its paws. Few creatures ever see it, yet all fear its presence. The leopard is the unseen ruler, the golden phantom of Africa's wild heart. In the distance, a calm morning breaks through the riverside trees as the leopard melts back into its realm of quiet and twilight. Sunlight filters through the canopy, casting soft gold across the ground. Far ahead, baboons squabble noisily, their cries fading into the warm breeze. A troop of over a dozen moves through the forest, alpha males leading with sharp fangs flashing under the light. Clever and cautious, they remain alert to danger. One faint sound is enough to send the troop into frantic screams and sudden retreat. In the cover of shade, the leopard waits, every muscle tightened like a drawn bow. Its gaze locks onto a small young baboon lagging behind. There will not be a second chance. Then it moves, a single bound a blur through the branches. Silence falls. The strike is perfect, swift, without hesitation. In the leopard's cold, steady eyes, the eternal law of the wild is clear. The strongest hunters make no noise. They need only one silent, flawless move. When the roar fades, the forest slowly regains its quiet rhythm. The cycle of life moves on, steady and unchanged. From the serval to the caracal, and from the caracal to the leopard, every predator shares the same instinct to ensure the survival of its kind. During the mating season, males mark their territories with scent and deep resonant calls that echo across the landscape. Females in heat travel through several territories, seeking the strongest partner, one capable of protecting them in the most perilous days. When the time arrives, the female retreats to a hidden shelter, a rocky crevice, a dense thicket, or the hollow of an old tree where she gives birth to her cubs, tiny, blind, and utterly fragile. In the first weeks, she rarely leaves them, hunting quietly and shifting their hiding place every few days to avoid predators. Slowly, she teaches them the laws of the wild, how to move without sound, how to scale a tree, how to vanish under the sun. These lessons decide whether they will live or fall to the dangers around them. The path to adulthood is unforgiving. Many cubs will not survive. Hunger, sickness, and lethal enemies stalk them. Lions may kill a cub to remove a future rival. Hyenas and pythons follow the scent of blood, and humans with traps, rifles, and fires remain the greatest threat of all. Yet the leopards endure. Mothers raise their young with instinct and courage, carrying forward a legacy shaped by thousands of generations. In this untamed world, nothing is stronger than the will to live. From the golden grasslands to the deepest forests, these feline warriors continue their ancient journey through life. In the African wilderness, instinct alone decides who will live to see the dawn. Where are you watching this journey into the wild? Tell us in the comments, and subscribe to Call of the Wild so you don't miss the fierce and thrilling battles of the natural world. Across the wide golden plains of the Serengeti, just before the sun breaks through the early morning haze, the still air begins to stir with life. Through the thin mist and clusters of dry grass, small, graceful shapes appear, animals with upright ears and wide, alert eyes. They are Thompson's gazelles. They are not tall or threatening, nor do they carry massive horns or fearsome tusks. Yet their presence is vital to the living tapestry of the African savanna. The Thompson's gazelle, affectionately called the Tommy, is one of the most abundant species in East Africa. Slender and athletic, they stand barely 60 to 90 centimeters high and weigh no more than 30 kilograms. But beneath that delicate appearance lies a creature built for survival. Every muscle is lean, firm, and precise. Their long legs work like springs, ready to launch them at any moment. When danger appears, they can reach speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour and pivot with astonishing agility, outmaneuvering even skilled hunters like cheetahs and lions. On the open plain, a female gazelle stands motionless, watching the horizon. Beside her, a newborn calf struggles to find its footing, learning to run almost before it can walk. Life in the Serengeti begins fragile and uncertain, yet determined. Young gazelles are born with a natural talent for hiding. Their dark brown side stripes blend seamlessly into the golden grass. When the dry season arrives, the green fades, and the last pools of water vanish. The Thompson's gazelles begin their long trek. Following the rains, they join millions of wildebeest zebras and grants gazelles in one of the greatest migrations on Earth, a living tide crossing the Serengeti and the Masai Mara. By midday, under the blistering sun, the wind whispers over brittle grass. The waterholes have dried into cracked earth marked with the footprints of countless animals. The gazelle herd gathers beneath scattered acacias, nibbling the last dry stems that still hold traces of moisture. It seems peaceful, but tension lies hidden beneath the yellow carpet of grass. A predator is closer than ever. Unlike lions or hyenas that rely on power or numbers, the cheetah is a master of pure speed, a solitary warrior who gambles everything on a single moment. There are no second chances, no room for mistakes, then only two outcomes: the hunt succeeds or hunger continues for another day. Crouched low among the scrub, the female cheetah waits. Her spotted coat merges with patches of sunlight and shadow, creating near-perfect camouflage. Only by watching closely can one see the muscles tightening beneath her skin. Her breathing grows slow and deep, like a spring coiling to release. The distance is 70 meters. The wind is in her favor. A young gazelle has wandered from the herd, chasing a butterfly, unaware it has been chosen. The chase erupts in an instant. Dust rises tight. The gazelle runs, twisting and leaping, but fate has already turned. Within seconds, the cheetah brings it down. As she regains her breath, she begins to feed her first meal in nearly 3 days. She eats quickly, not out of greed, but necessity. Every passing moment risks losing everything. The Thompson's gazelle, one of the savannah's swiftest, has lost this deadly race. Not because it was weak, but because nature's balance shifted in the precise and relentless machinery of the wild. Every hunt is a trade-off. One life ends so another can continue. There is no good or evil, no fairness or unfairness, only laws. Laws older than humankind and destined to outlast us. As the sun sinks westward, the cheetah's shadow stretches across the ground. She drags the gazelle into the brush, away from hungry eyes. No sound, no glory, just a meal, and one more day to survive. Silent and elusive, it lives in a hidden world ruled by darkness, a realm few creatures truly sense. This is the African aardvark, a remarkable animal with a pig-like snout, rabbit-shaped ears, a thick kangaroo-style tail, and powerful curved claws built for digging. known in Afrikaans as the aardvark. It is the lone survivor of an ancient lineage, the last representative of the order Tubulidentata, so unique that no other animal on Earth closely resembles it. When night blankets the savanna, it slowly rises from its deep underground den, where it has rested through the heat of the day. Its long ears stay alert, its nose works tirelessly, and its gait remains cautious and low to the ground. It follows the same nightly rhythm that has sustained its species for millions of years. Its first mission is always food. Its diet, unchanged since ancient times, consists of ants and termites, tiny architects of the soil. With a remarkable sense of smell and sharp hearing, the aardvark pinpoints an active mound beneath the hardened earth. Calmly, it approaches and tears through the soil with its strong front claws, breaking it apart in moments. Then comes its secret weapon, a long, sticky pink tongue nearly 30 centimeters in length. It slides effortlessly into the tunnels, trapping panicked termites fleeing in all directions. In a single night, it can consume tens of thousands of insects with no chase, no aggression, only skill, patience, and a body engineered to dig and feed. But the aardvark is far more than an insect hunter. It is one of the great engineers of the savanna. Its burrows, stretching up to 10 meters and branching into multiple exits, offer much more than shelter for itself. Once abandoned, these underground homes become sanctuaries for many species. Honey badgers, snakes, owls, and even young hyenas often rely on these cool, protected chambers. Without knowing it, the aardvark creates life-saving refuges for animals unable to dig their own. Despite its digging strength, it remains peaceful and vulnerable. If threatened by a leopard or hyena, it has little means of defense. It will flee or disappear underground, frantically tunneling until it escapes danger. Only when cornered does it rely on its powerful claws as a last resort. Its survival does not depend on battle, but on endurance and steady routines, a strategy that has carried it through ice ages and massive environmental shifts. On dry nights, when the land cracks and the savanna seems lifeless, the aardvark continues its timeless journey. It moves along dusty paths, avoiding moonlight and staying clear of the eyes of nocturnal hunters. Every step is like a quiet conversation with the earth, and earth it understands through scent, vibration, and the touch of its feet. And when dawn paints the sky in pale gray, the old architect returns to its den, sinks into darkness, and leaves behind only faint prints on the red dust. Small, stocky, and moving with a slightly awkward gait, the honey badger Mellivora capensis embodies a fearless spirit, bordering on reckless. While most animals avoid danger, this creature confronts it head-on. It is compact, barely exceeding 70 centimeters in length and weighing less than 15 kilograms. Yet anyone who has witnessed one in a fight never forgets it. During the day, the honey badger rests in abandoned aardvark burrows. These cool, hidden tunnels provide shelter from the scorching sun and the watchful eyes of predators. But when night falls, it emerges, blurring the line between hunter and prey. Unlike the peaceful aardvark, the honey badger is a true omnivore. It feeds on insects, reptiles, birds, eggs, rodents, and even venomous snakes. Its skin is thick and elastic, offering near impenetrable protection. Even the fangs of an African cobra rarely penetrate it. If bitten, the badger may briefly enter a paralyzed state, collapsing for several hours, only to awaken, shake itself off, and resume devouring the same snake that attacked it. Its low, muscular body, short legs, and flexible spine allow it to twist and turn quickly, even under threat from lions or hyenas, turning defense into a counterattack. Equipped with powerful jaws, knife-like claws, and audacious courage, it is often avoided by larger predators. But the honey badger is not only brave, it is remarkably intelligent. Observers have documented it using tools, sticks, rocks, and even manipulating latches to escape enclosures. Clever, stubborn, and strategic, it knows how to flush a snake from its burrow, shoo vultures away from carrion, or even work with the greater honey guide bird to locate hidden beehives. As afternoon fades across southern Africa, a warm breeze stirs the dust among dry grasses, and the sun sinks low, casting its golden glow across the cracked earth. In this calm tension lingers a prelude to an inevitable encounter. From beneath a low bush, a robust black shape emerges. The honey badger moves with its nose to the ground, sniffing carefully. Every step is deliberate, its gaze intense. Suddenly, a sharp hiss cuts the air. Before it rises an African cobra, nearly 2 meters long, coiled like a living rope. Its hood flared in a universal warning display. They study each other. The snake lifts its head, tongue flicking to gauge distance. Its dark eyes glint with disdain and caution alike, aware that this small opponent is not easily subdued. What follows is more than a confrontation. It is an ancient declaration: I may be small, but fear will never touch me. And that is precisely why it bears its name, the honey badger. The diminutive warrior of the savannah, a living symbol of courage that defies reason. It has a taste for honey, wax, and bee larvae. Yet wild hives in Africa are no easy prize. They are often hidden high in trees or deep crevices, guarded by thousands of African bees, among the most aggressive species on the planet. Still, the honey badger does not retreat. With its curved claws, it tears through the hive relentlessly, while the air buzzes with furious insects. Stings cover its face and eyes, the only areas with little fur, yet it barely flinches. Amid the roar of bees and the crackle of wax, it devours every piece of comb, every sweet, juicy larva. It eats methodically, as if pain does not exist. Everything about the honey badger, its swaying gait, hunting style, and fearless response to danger radiates a fierce, almost irrational energy. One cannot help but wonder, how can such a small creature survive in a land ruled by lions, leopards, cobras, and hyenas? The answer lies not just in its claws or jaws, but in its unbreakable will. In Africa, survival does not always favor the biggest or the fastest, but the one who never backs down. And so, in the dense silence of night, while other creatures hide cautiously, the honey badger marches on. It seeks no attention and craves no glory. Yet every deliberate, steadfast step it takes becomes legend across the sun-scorched plains of the African continent. A tiny creature, yes, but one no living being dares underestimate. Amid the vast golden plains, a small figure glides gracefully under the first rays of dawn. Its upright ears and golden eyes catch the early light. It is the jackal, the proud survivor of the savannah, a living symbol of resilience, intelligence, and an indomitable spirit in the wild. In a world dominated by lions and hyenas, this tiny creature plays a quiet yet vital role, keeping the eternal cycle of life in balance. Every being, no matter how small, is a thread in the great tapestry of the earth, where no life exists without purpose. Measuring less than a meter in length, standing under half a meter tall, and weighing only 10 to 15 kilos, it hides extraordinary strength and unmatched agility within its slender frame. Evolution has shaped it over thousands of generations. Every tooth, every step, every movement is honed for a single goal: adapt and survive in a world where a single mistake can be fatal. As the sun rises and the savannah awakens, antelopes sprinting, zebras braying, flocks of birds cutting across the sky, the solitary jackal begins its search for food. Moving silently, guided by instinct, it is a master of adaptation. A mouse hiding in the grass, an insect nest beneath tree roots, or scraps left behind by larger predators all become nourishment in a harsh land where only the swiftest endure. Yet it does not rely solely on leftovers. When opportunity strikes, its predatory instincts surge. With explosive speed, precise leaps, and unwavering determination, the jackal proves that even the smallest hunter can command its own hunt. Across the endless African plains, the line between predator and prey is as delicate as the wind that sweeps over the tall grass. And yet, it is this fragile balance that shapes the perfection of nature and eternal harmony where every creature, big or small, contributes its rhythm to the infinite symphony of life. Across the vast plains of Africa, where the sun sets the rhythm of life and death, every creature fights its own battle. The wildcat prowls silently through the tall grass. The snake glides unseen beneath the scorching earth. The leopard watches from the shadows, and the cheetah races with the wind to seize a fleeting moment of survival. The aardvark digs in the darkness, searching for shelter and sustenance, while the honey badger, small, fearless, and relentless, confronts the most formidable foes without hesitation. Here, in the heart of the untamed continent, the struggle to live never ceases. Every confrontation, every chase, every narrow escape is part of an ancient balance, a reminder that nature does not reward brute strength, but the ability to adapt. In this unforgiving world, every life, no matter how humble, carries purpose, a story written with courage and perseverance. The African savanna teaches us that true greatness is not about dominance, but survival. And as the final rays of sunlight fade beyond the horizon, we realize that the fight for life itself is the eternal heartbeat of the earth. If you are captivated by the strength and beauty of the wild, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell on our channel, Wild Call TV. Join us on the next adventure to discover even more incredible stories from nature.